Okay, dear friends, I'm back with another machine on the Hackthebox, which is Horizontall. I've already spawned the machine earlier, and this is IP address of the machine. And I'd like to use the Pentesting, which is online Pentesting OS provided by the Hackthebox to do this penetration later. Before we start today's journey, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. This will help me very much. So without further ado, let's just get started. So then we can switch over to the viewer or GUI. And as you can see, I've already done the Nmap scanning with usual options like scene scan, virtual scan, the default script scan, and also the comprehensive scan. So from the Nmap scanning results, as you can see over here, the two open ports. The first one is 22, which is running SSH service, and also the actual version information. As we know, this version doesn't have any vulnerability. And the second one is 18, which is running HTTP service, and also its corresponding version information. The version is Nginx 1.1410. Again, this version doesn't have any vulnerability. So then what we are going to do next is to enumerate information about the web application. So let's fire up our browser and let's put the IP address of the target. Okay, but we are having trouble finding that site. We cannot make a connection to this server. In other words, we need to add or append this hot name to the hot file. This would be very easy. We can use the command line rather than use editor to do this. Echo, and the IP address is, and we can paste host name here, and we can tunnel to sudo t, and option is A, stands for append, and the etc hot file. Okay, so now I think we can refresh the page. As you can see, here we got the correct response or rendered page, and you can check the source code of this page, but nothing special. Also, you can see, in the header of this HTML code, there's some JavaScript. We can make a copy. Maybe we do not need to copy. As you can see, we can click open link in new tab. And again, this is the JavaScript. And I think this format is not so easy to understand. We can use I think you know this technique, right? Google JavaScript and beautifier, and we can copy the code into this. Oh, not this one. Maybe we need to copy again, and we can beautify code, which is much nicer to understand and read. Of course, I can tell you, we cannot get anything useful from the perspective of penetration from the JavaScript. We just can know the version of the front-end framework, which is Vue.js. But such information cannot lead to furthermore exploitation. And I will not do that now. So now we go back to our home page. So then we can check whether this site has a robots file, right? All right, not found, which is fine. Then, of course, we can use the Nicto, and we can Nicto, and we can make a copy of the host or remote host. Let's hit enter. Yeah, we cannot get, similarly, we cannot get anything useful. I'd like to interrupt this process, and then we can use the GoBuster to do some directory enumeration, right? And we can put it in here, and I can, as always, I'd like to use the GoBuster word list as my first one, and the option, extension option, like that. I just hit enter. Again, we cannot get anything useful from this one. So I'd like to cancel this process to save the time of the video. So maybe, yeah, the site or the target has subdomain. So we need to make a fuzzing. And the tool I will use is wfuzz. And we can use the C means color. And we can put, maybe I just paste in here. And then we need to specify the host field and fuzz. And we can paste again because I don't want to type in. I don't want to make so much mistakes or many mistakes. And then we can use the word list. Of course, for the subdomain enumeration, we can use a different subdomain, but I strongly suggest we use the subdomain specific word list as the first one, and discovery DNS subdomain. Yeah, this one. I think I've already specified all required fields. Let's hit enter. Yeah, a lot of outputs. We need to add the argument to filter waste or rubbish. Let's hit enter. And then we just wait for this to be completed. Of course, this one, we already know that we do not need this directory or subdomain, sorry. And it will take a bit while, and I will back when it's done. All right, we got the subdomain. So I'd like to quit this process. And before we can access the subdomain, we need to append the host name record to host file. We can use the echo, and this one we just make a copy, right? And paste in here. Oh, need to put the IP address first, and here, and then Horizontall. Maybe I can make a copy again. Paste in here, and sudo, and the T command A option. All right, we can cut this file to make sure we have already append two domains including major domain and subdomain. Okay, and now we can access this subdomain in the browser. We can HTTP, paste in here. Welcome. Yeah, nothing very much at all. So I think now we need to do direct enumeration for the subdomain. And as always, I use the GoBuster. Maybe I can make a copy of this URL. So we do not need to type in, right? And the word list, dear Buster directory, and the medium, and the option, extension option, sh, back, gs. Let's press enter to see which kind of information or directories we can retrieve. Yeah, admin, I think we can access first the users, but forbidden. All right, then we can go back to robots file. We need to check the robots file. But nothing special. Now we go back to the reviews. Yeah, reviews. Yeah, some reviews by different user like Will, Doe, John. Maybe this will be possibly the username, and we can keep or we can bear in our mind about such information. But anyway, we can move forward. Yeah, admin, also an admin. We can go back to our browser. Yeah, we got the login, and here we can know I think this is the CMS from the logo. We can know which is Strapi, and we can check whether we can use the default or the weak or popular valid combinations of username and passwords, but failed. And also we can check whether we can use the login bypass technique to log in, right? But failed. And also we can intercept the request and copy the request to a file, and then use the SQL map to make a detailed test to see whether we can find out SQL injection vulnerability. But I can tell you, no such vulnerability is there. To save time, I will not do that now. Okay? So what can we do? Maybe we need to open or use the inspect utility, the embedded tool inside the browser. We can analyze the request response in more detailed way. As you can see, we got the post, and we can the request. I think this request, the format is JSON, and this raw type. So maybe the response is also in JSON. Yes, we are right. and we can take a look at the response. Maybe we can refresh. Maybe we can refresh this one. And we got and login again. Yeah, maybe this one. Here we got some response. Yeah, we got the Strapi version. We can make a copy of this information to our notebook, right? And then we can use the Google to make research to see whether there is vulnerability related to this version of Strapi specifically. I've already done this job earlier, and this one. And of course, when I did this machine the first time, I tried several ones, but this one is fine. And we can make a copy or clone the exploit code. And of course, I've already done that earlier. I think we can quit this directory immersion. I've already got the CVE. We can cut the content of this one. As you can see, yes, Strapi. So, yeah, now how can we do next? Maybe we can run Python exploit. Yeah, we need to specify the remote host and also the remote or local host. So in other words, we need to set up the listener, right? We can sudo the port number, my favorite one, and then we can run it again. Maybe I can make a copy, right? And then paste in here. And the local host is our, maybe I do not need this one, which is fine. And the port number to be listened on. Okay, it looks like it's working. Then we go back to our terminal. As you can see, we got the reverse shell originated from the target, and we can make it better by use Python pty module. Okay, next we need to do some local immersion, right? And now we can go to the home directory. But a very strange thing, as you can see, there is another user. The username is developer, but our current username is Strapi. So I think this is not our home directory. You know, if you create a user, the default home directory should be under the home directory, but it's not there. And we can check this by retrieve the content of this one. So in other words, the home directory for this user Strapi is opt Strapi and Strapi. Okay, and this is our home directory with the current user. Next, maybe we can launch or maybe we can make SSH connection between our own machine and the target. And the way to do that is to upload the private key, public key. Yeah, we should keep our private key safely. And next we can set up the directory. We need to create or make directory first, and then we can go inside. Now we can generate the SSH key locally and copy the public key to the target. Let's do it. SSH, maybe we can print our current directory, and now we can, maybe I can, and then we can SSH key generate. Okay, but I want to save in our current working directory, not the default one. Okay, as you can see, we have already generated key pairs, including private key and the public key. And we can cut the public key, and we can copy the content of the public key and go back to our shell of target. We need to write into authorized keys. I think my spelling is correct. Let's hit enter. Now we can, of course, we can use the private key and the Strapi. We know the username and the IP address of the target. Let's hit enter. As you can see, we have already successfully logged in to the target via SSH, which is wonderful. Next, we need to do some local enumeration. For example, the first thing we need to check is sudo to see whether this current user can run sudo. Of course, at this moment, we didn't have the password for this user, so we just tried 3 attempts. So, and then we can upload the Nymper shell script, right? But first we need to locate this shell script, because I'm so certain the Pentesting has this shell script. Let's hit enter, and we can copy this shell script from source to our current working directory. Then we can set up the web server, and then maybe we can spawn the bin bash, which looks better. And then we can go to the temp directory, and we can get Nymper. Okay, we can make it executable. Then we can run this shell script. You know, during privilege escalation, the Nymper shell script is so important. We must have this shell script in our mind, because it will go through all possible misconfigurations, the vulnerabilities, or even can enumerate out some sensitive information which contains like passwords. Yeah, so this is very, very, very important. And also like process information the port status, rich information can be retrieved from the target. So we just wait for this script to be finished to see which point we can utilize. Yeah, also routing table, the interfaces. We can scroll up. I think so far, nothing useful. The cron jobs, the process information, but nothing there. The compiler, available compiler. If we need to compile C code, we need such compiler. Okay, but yeah, we need to wait. I think it's done, right? Or not done. And also some backup files. The writable log files, but we do not need this information. The capabilities. So abundant information, but most of them are useless from the point of penetration. Okay, also the port number, active port number. Yeah, I think this one is used by MySQL database. But another one is 8000, but which is accessed only by local or is available locally. I think we need to keep this in our mind. Yeah, finding passwords. I'm not sure why this Nimpier script takes so long time to execute. Anyway, we just wait a bit more time. I think there is only one suspicious point so far, is that the target is running one specific service which port number is 8000. Maybe I need to okay, I think we need to make SSH tunnel to do the port forwarding. So then we can make a request to the 8000 port number on the target through SSH channel. Okay, so let's do it now. Maybe I can interrupt the web server, and then we can use the SSH ID and we need to specify the port forwarding. The local port number on our own machine is 8000. Keep the same as the remote one. And the Strapi, right? Yeah, we have already set up the port forwarding. You can confirm by check the port status. As you can see, the 8000. Now we can log in to this port number locally because we have set up the port forwarding. I think this is Laravel. And so what can we do? We need to do some more enumeration for this surface or web application. I mean the directory enumeration. We can use the GoBuster. And the word list is GoBuster directory medium HTML back JS txt. Okay, so to see which directories we can get from this web application, Laravel. Alright, as you can see, there are a lot of errors, connection refused. I think this application, Laravel, has already adopted protection. So anyway, we have already enumerated out some directories like profiles and the server. We can check on that manually. Profiles. Yeah, I think we need to set up the channel again. As you can see, the broken pipe. You will also encounter such a problem. Which is fine. We just run it again, and this time should be fine. Yeah, we got the page back. As you can see, undefined variable. So and a lot of error information or debugging information. And so I think now we can check whether the Laravel has some vulnerability which we can utilize. And you can use the Google engine like this one, the Laravel. Of course, I've already made clone from the GitHub. And so now we can go back to our, maybe we can open up another tab. Sorry, my video has been going on for a bit long time, but I'm just trying to explain everything as much as possible. And we can go to the second one. Okay, and we can run this exploit in Python as instructed by the program itself. We can specify the URL of the Laravel. And we need to use this the second argument, and then we can run, for example, like who am I? Let's hit enter. Yeah, we got the result, which is root. So next for us, we need to get reverse shell. And how to do it? We just replace this command by the reverse shell command. I have already opened this Pentest monkey, and you can try several techniques or ways, but I'd like to use this one. And we can make a copy Yeah, I've already done that earlier. So we just make a copy from here, from the notebook. And now we go back to our, but of course we need to use the single quote to include all command. But before we press enter, we need to set up the listener, right? But this listener, we need to use the different port number. And now we can, this one, we can click. Yeah, as you can see from the banner, we have already got the root shell. And now we can navigate into the root directory and cat the root flag without any issue. So that's pretty much it. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day.